So have you ever heard a number and it just like stops you dead in your tracks? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
And it's just a huge number.
Yeah.
Well, $378 million might do it for you.
Yeah.
That was the Powerball jackpot
Wow.
for Saturday, March 15th, 2025.
Huge.
And we are diving deep
Oh, yeah.
into what happened with that drawing
Okay.
and the game itself.
All right.
And we're using a USA Today report to help
Uh-huh.
us out here.
Cool.
So even if you didn't buy a ticket,
Mhm.
we want to give you all the information
Okay.
about what went on with this massive prize.
Yeah, it is really fascinating. That
Yeah.
kind of number, it represents so much possibility for people,
Yeah.
And I think looking at this drawing and how Powerball works can really kind of give us a peek into this whole world of chance and,
Yeah.
what happens when those hopes materialize or, as in this case for the big prize don't.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let's get into it.
all right, let's talk numbers.
Okay.
For that Saturday, March 15th drawing,
Mm-hmm.
the balls that popped out were 12,
Okay.
28,
Okay.
33, 36, and 54.
Gotcha.
And that red Powerball,
Yes.
the number to really watch for
Right.
was 5.
Okay.
And plus the power play multiplier was 3x.
All right. Right.
So big question.
Yeah.
Did anyone get incredibly lucky that night?
Oh, that's the $1,000,000 question. Or rather, the $378 million question.
Right.
Yeah. And the answer, unfortunately, is no.
Oh.
No one matched all 6 of those numbers.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's actually the reason that the jackpot has now ballooned to that really impressive figure for the next drawing.
Okay.
It simply rolls over
Right.
when there's no grand prize winner.
So it wasn't a completely quiet night, though, for Powerball players, was it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Even though that top prize wasn't hit, there were still some significant wins out there.
Yeah.
Imagine being in Texas
Okay.
and matching 5 of those numbers. And because you added the power play, that turned into a $2 million win.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's life-changing money right there.
Yeah.
And in Massachusetts, someone else matched those 5 white balls and won a cool $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So even without that huge jackpot, some serious fortunes were made that night.
I bet. Yeah. And it makes you think about what those wins could do for those people.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
to give a little bit of context here,
Okay.
this wasn't the first time we've seen a big Powerball jackpot this year, right?
No, you're right about that. Back in January,
Okay.
on the 18th to be exact,
Mm-hmm.
a player in Oregon actually claimed a $328.5 million jackpot.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was actually the first big jackpot winner of 2025.
Really?
So it just goes to show you, eventually
Yeah.
someone does beat those odds.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you out there who might be wondering, like, how this whole Powerball thing actually works,
Here.
let's break down, like, the basics here.
Okay.
Like, what does it cost to play,
Right.
and what do you actually have to do?
Well, a single Powerball ticket will cost you $2.
Okay.
And when you go to buy one, you'll need to choose a total of 6 numbers.
Okay.
5 of those are the white balls.
Okay.
And you'll select those from a pool of numbers between 1 and 69.
Okay.
And then for that all-important Powerball,
Right.
you pick 1 red ball from a separate pool of numbers.
I gotcha.
Ranging from 1 to 26.
Okay, and we've mentioned this power play a couple of times now.
Right.
So what's the real advantage of adding that extra $1?
Okay, so for that additional $1, bringing your total ticket cost to $3,
Like.
you get what's called the power play option.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where that multiplier we saw for this drawing, the 3x comes into play.
Right.
So if you win a non-jackpot prize,
Okay.
so anything from matching just the Powerball up to matching 4 white balls plus the Powerball, your winnings for those prizes could be multiplied by the power play number that's drawn.
Wow.
Yeah, and those multipliers can be 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x,
Okay.
and sometimes even 10x under certain circumstances.
So you make your picks, maybe add that power play
Right.
to boost potential smaller wins.
Yeah.
And then is it all down to luck at that point, or is there like another way to approach picking your numbers?
Well, if you prefer to just leave it entirely up to chance, there's always the quick pick option.
Okay.
If you choose this, the lottery terminal's computer will randomly generate all 6 of your numbers for you.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have any lucky numbers of your own, or you just like the idea of pure randomness, that's a popular way to play.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, the ultimate goal is that massive jackpot.
Yeah.
So what combination of numbers do you need to match to take that home?
Okay, so to win the Powerball jackpot, you have to match all 5 of the white ball numbers.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what order they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to match that specific red Powerball number.
Gotcha. So you get all 6 of those correct, and that multi-million-dollar jackpot is yours.
All right. So for those of us trying to keep our schedule straight,
Sure.
when exactly do these Powerball drawings happen?
All right, so Powerball drawings actually happen 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday night.
Okay.
And they always take place shortly after 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right.
So yeah, there are multiple opportunities each week
Gotcha.
if you feel like trying your luck.
So we've seen how that jackpot just keeps growing when no one wins the big prize.
Right.
Is there a limit to how high it can actually go?
Oh, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people wonder about that, especially when those jackpots get really large.
Right.
The interesting thing about Powerball is that there isn't currently any set limit
Wow.
on how high the jackpot can climb.
So it could theoretically just keep going up and up and up.
It really could.
Wow.
It'll just continue to roll over and increase with each drawing,
Okay.
where no one matches all the winning numbers. So that's why we've seen some of those really enormous, record-breaking jackpots in the past.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so say you're feeling lucky after hearing all this and you want to get in on the next drawing.
Sure.
Where can you actually go to buy a Powerball ticket?
Well, traditionally, you can purchase Powerball tickets in person at a wide variety of retail locations.
Okay.
Think about your local gas stations, your neighborhood convenience stores. Most grocery stores will sell them as well.
Yeah.
You might even find lottery ticket vendors in some airport terminals,
Right.
particularly in larger cities.
Makes sense.
So they're generally pretty easy to find.
Yeah, but the way we do a lot of things is changing,
That's true.
and that includes buying lottery tickets.
Right.
It's possible to buy them online now in some areas, isn't it?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
In a growing number of states and territories, you can now purchase Powerball tickets online
Okay.
through services like Jackpocket. According to the USA Today report, this includes places like Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado,
Okay.
Idaho, Maine, Massachusetts,
Gotcha.
Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York,
Wow.
Ohio, Oregon, Puerto Rico, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely expanding.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're in one of those areas, how does buying a ticket online actually work?
Yeah, it's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
The Jackpocket app, which is mentioned as the official digital lottery courier of the USA Today network,
Mm-hmm.
essentially allows you to handle the entire process from your phone or your computer.
Wow.
Yeah, so you select the Powerball game,
Right.
you pick your numbers right there on the screen,
Right.
you place your order for the ticket,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can even view a digital image of your actual ticket within the app.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is. And then if you happen to win, depending on the size of the prize, you can often collect your winnings directly through the app as well.
That's really convenient.
Yeah, it really is. It adds a whole new layer of accessibility and
Wow.
convenience to playing the lottery.
Okay, so
Yeah,
getting back to this jackpot that reached $378 million.
right,
We know that nobody claimed it on Saturday, March 15th.
right.
So what's the next chance for someone to try to win that massive prize?
All right, so the next Powerball drawing
Okay.
is scheduled for Monday, March 16th.
Okay.
And just like before, it will be held shortly after 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Right.
So that $378 million jackpot will be up for grabs once again.
Wow.
And who knows, maybe that will be the night that someone finally matches all those lucky numbers.
All right, so let's recap the key takeaways here.
Sure.
For the Powerball drawing on Saturday, March 15th, 2025,
Mm-hmm.
the winning numbers were 12, 28, 33, 36, and 54.
Okay.
And the Powerball number was 5.
Gotcha.
The Power Play multiplier was 3x.
Right.
And importantly, no one won the jackpot,
Yeah.
which has now rolled over to a hefty $378 million for the upcoming drawing.
Wow.
We did see some significant wins, though. Right.
A $2 million winner in Texas who had the power play and matched 5 numbers.
Okay.
And a $1 million winner in Massachusetts who also matched 5 numbers.
Nice.
We also talked about that big $328.5 million win in Oregon earlier this year,
Right.
showing that these huge jackpots do eventually get claimed.
Yeah.
To play a ticket costs $2.
Okay.
You pick 5 white balls and 1 red Powerball,
Mm-hmm.
with the option to add power play for an extra $1.
Yes.
And you can buy tickets at physical location,
Right.
and in certain states, even online through services like Jackpocket.
Exactly.
And the next drawing is Monday, March 16th.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So, yeah, what's particularly interesting to me to think about is why these huge jackpots, like
Yeah.
hold such a grip on our collective imagination,
Right.
even with those incredibly slim odds of winning.
Yeah.
The lure of like a sudden dramatic, change in fortune
Yeah.
is clearly very powerful for a lot of people.
Right.
And as we saw with this drawing, even when the top prize isn't won.
The fact that there are those significant smaller prizes
Right.
keeps people engaged with the game
Yeah.
and creates those more localized stories of unexpected wealth.
Exactly. Yeah. And it makes you think like, what impact are those smaller wins going to have on those people?
Right.
And now the anticipation is building for this next drawing.
Yeah.
And it makes you think like,
Mm-hmm.
what does our continued fascination with these games of chance
Right.
and the possibility of instant wealth
Yeah.
really tell us about ourselves as people?
It's a good question.
And with the increasing ease of buying tickets online in some states,
Right.
how might that change the landscape of who participates in the lottery in the future?
Yeah.
It's definitely food for thought.
It is indeed. And if you find yourself really intrigued by the history of these Powerball jackpots
Yeah.
and you want to explore where those massive winnings have landed in the past,
Hmm.
the official lottery website actually provides a wealth of information and could be a really interesting place for you to kind of delve a little deeper.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today
Oh, it was my pleasure.
on this Powerball deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time
Sounds great.
for another deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Okay.